you just me.
I'm just kidding.
Hello, everybody. Hey, we're starting. Okay. Today we have special guest Alan Welsh here to do our topic today. We're going to go over a little bit of the current situation we have in our Hazmat Security. I'll hand it over to Alan now.
Thank you.
Just the arrow keys on the... Yep.
All right. Today we're going to talk about Hazmat Security with some of the protests going on and some of the things that we've seen. We just want to really just bring awareness to it, more than give you specific direction to everything, because every situation could be different. So I'm just going to touch on a couple topics with you guys. So due to the ongoing protests across the country, Prairie just wants to ensure that we're staying healthy and in control of our risks right now. So just a couple things. Be aware of protest areas, updating journey management plans accordingly. So to let everyone know, I know that tomorrow there's one scheduled for downtown Casper. Hopefully that doesn't impact us, but hopefully it's peaceful. But in some cities, the protests have spilled out onto the interstate. So just something to be aware of. And if anybody sees anything like that, call dispatch immediately so we can reroute or do what we need to not be impacted by that. If you do encounter a roadblock by chance anywhere out there, just as safely as possible, immediately just pull over and contact dispatch. Make sure dispatch is aware of anything unusual or anything that we're seeing, so that we can follow up and avoid sending too many trucks into that area. Just be alert, really, is what it boils down to. If everyone can just be alert, know everything going on around you, so you can act accordingly if and when it's necessary. And just remember your cameras are running, so if you do see something that would be helpful, or if necessary, document the time, and we can always pull video. And as far as Prairie specific, whatever you do, there's a possibility of that being distorted. And I think everyone's watched the news and sees what's going on around the country. Minneapolis had a tanker truck, or a truck that drove in through protests. And when the facts of that came out, it was a lot more innocent than first reported. So I just don't want to see Prairie being involved in some of this negative publicity, especially whether it's true or not true. When I first heard that news report, it sounded like a truck had barreled into protesters and killed a bunch of people, which was clearly not the case. So just be aware of that. We'd like to reiterate that no firearms are allowed per company and producer policies. Please keep all your doors on your trucks locked. One of the steps the shop put in place was putting zip ties on glad hands to prevent the trucks from being disabled should you encounter non-peaceful protesters. It's just if anybody got up on the truck, they wouldn't have the ability to simply disable you. If you do encounter a situation, you need to immediately report it to dispatch so we can inform the rest of the company, obviously law enforcement, ensuring no one else is routed that way. The safety focus phrase is remain peaceful. Just remember through this whole thing, I think everybody knows it, but there are peaceful protesters. So, be respectful. They're not all. Statistics right now are showing that most of the agitators, the people destroying property, from arrest statistics, that most of these people are actually coming in from out of state, and they're planning on causing this destruction. So, I don't think, most people are. I think most of the protests recently are starting to be more peaceful, but we never know. So don't judge it just if you see a crowd of people. Just be safe. Use your best judgment and communicate. What's the next slide? I haven't. So, want to recognize Perry Norton, and this is for attitude, above and beyond performance. Perry, recently a trailer was damaged in a rear-end collision. Insurance was going to inspect for an estimate, which takes quite a bit of time. You repaired the trailer so it could be used, and you went through the proper channels so we could ensure the insurance company would allow this. I appreciate the time and effort you put into getting the trailer back on the road. And though you didn't expect anything, Prairie will add an additional $500 in your paycheck to show our appreciation for the professional performance and attitude. Thank you.
Sal, you're up.
All right, one thing we're going to add in every safety meeting in an effort to get more equipment up is accountability and education. So here is Sal to educate on some recent problems. We'll have a different topic each safety meeting.
You can stand wherever you want, but
Oh no, this is fine.
You
I
sit
want to
down,
sit
you
down.
can- you can see yourself.
I always wonder what it's like in this chair. Okay. Again, this is based off of things that we see, things that we deal with, things that we encounter, and the whole point of this is not to point fingers. It's to broaden everybody's perspective as to what we're seeing and what we can help everyone assist with on both sides. I broke it up down. This is for the hub oil level, something everyone's supposed to be checking anyways. I broke it down in 3 parts: the good, the bad, and the ugly. For the first part, the good, this hub right here with the light shining through it, you can see it's marked to the fill line. When you go through and check, this is what's supposed to be seen. How do I change this?
right arrow. Just right here. No, click over there. Over on that. Yeah. Here. I'll just. Okay. Yeah. And then just use your arrow. Okay. There.
Super. Okay. As for the bad, this is the hub oil level. When there's no visible oil, like it says, Clint would be ashamed to see this. That is Eastwood, by the way. What you're looking for right here is that bottom level. You can see where it says the add line. This one that we checked here was completely empty. This is very bad. And it leads to the ugly,
Arrow key on keyboard.
which is right here. And what we're showing is the bearing on the left came apart the way it's supposed to. The bearing on the right came apart in 3 different pieces. This is your race and your bearing split up. The problem with this is that the outer case on the bearing opened because there was no fluid in there to lubricate, and just with centrifugal force it pulled itself apart. We caught this before it came apart into pieces. When this happens, the wheel itself will tilt and likely come off, and that's where you have accidents. So just one thing to check for. To start with, we're going to do this every meeting. Again, this is the first thing we found. Hopefully we don't find anything big like this, but this will get us all on the same page. So, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So that's it for that piece. We have May birthdays. I forgot to get these in the last month's safety meetings. So Justin Berry, Pete Binder, JD, Franklin, Benji Garza, Richard Hamilton, Tom James, James Jones, James Klein, Derek Lee, Jared Littlecrow, Steve Redmond, Roy Brucker, Richard Wendling, and Frank White. So give them a happy belated birthday if you see any of them. We also have our ops notes today. I want to give you guys a huge thank you for getting all of your Devon orientations done. We only had 2 people who did not out of the entire company, so thank you very much. And now only one of them still has yet to do it as of today. So I am super proud of all of you guys. Thank you so much for getting that done. A couple more notes here. Buckets, please make sure you guys are using your buckets to catch any of those drips, cleaning up after yourself. And again, we talk about PPE all the time, yet we're still seeing problems on audits, not wearing even those simple things that are easy to put on and useful, important, common sense, common protocol. So please make sure you're doing those things. And then one more thing, we have our Shell Safety Day on the David? 16th. On the 16th. It is required. It's just like every other year, except for we'll kind of be doing it more so virtually. So if you're here, please come to the training room. We can have, again, it's been up to 250 people in a place now. So we can have you guys here. But we're also going to be doing it virtually as well. So, we're going to be giving the presentation instead of Shell doing it this year, but again, it is mandatory on the 16th. So please be present or online in general. They don't want us to record it and do it later, so you have to be there that day to do it. Please and thank you. All right. Anybody have anything else?
4 p.m.
What?
4 p.m.
Oh, yeah, the 16th at 4 p.m. That's important. 4 p.m., not 5 p.m. Okay? Awesome. I will probably also send out an email reminding you of that on Monday. So, have a good week. Be safe. I will also be gone Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so if you need anything from me, I'm not sure how much service I will have, but email me, text me, call me, and if not, we'll have our backups in place. So, have a great week.